Martin from the Philippines. We're here in Real Talk Lifeline. So coming at you with a quick live. It's been a while, but this one is a lesson that hit me just recently. It's called Unlearning. It's just as important as learning. So what is that? What does that mean? So I'm just change of environment. I'm doing it fresh out here, open space. So it's an analogy also, because sometimes what we learn in life gets so fixed and stuck in our own ways. So people watching the live or the replay, feel free to comment, share down below your personal experience if you could relate, and you can share your own best lessons that you realize, so it could help me and maybe help other people as well. So why is unlearning just as important as learning? This was a post by Scott D. Clary, recent, and he said, embrace the process of shedding old beliefs so we can make way for new and fresh perspectives. So learning, we're very familiar, is important, and as we grew up as kids, 0, 7 years old, 12, into an adult, teenager, and 36, however old you are, we've learned a lot in life. And the tendency is, especially early on, it gets stuck into our mind, our ways. So another word for this is called the subconscious. So our subconscious, this is where the unlearning suddenly comes in as very important. There's this research that said that 80% of our thoughts are actually automatic or subconscious. So if you don't believe me, you could test it yourself. When you tie your shoes, when you brush your teeth, the way we react, certain accents growing up here in the Philippines, if you grew up elsewhere like in Texas and you have a twang or an accent, that's subconscious, right? And sometimes it adapts when we travel to different countries, Singapore, when you speak Singlish, even different areas locally. So when you go to Cebu, the Bisaya, the dialect or accent, in Iloilo, the Ilonggo, so these become subconscious or automatic. So why is unlearning just as important as learning? It actually takes more conscious effort, I would say, to unlearn or let go. So someone might say, I learned the alphabet or I learned something, and it's easy for me to just forget it. Go ahead, you show me, right? So for people who could relate, some things just keep coming back. So this could be memorized, this could be emotions, these could be habits, these could just be the way we live our life. So unlearning, ever since I got into personal development in 2018, I started to meet mentors who would teach and make me realize, have this awareness, like there is a process of letting go or unlearning, whether you call it a bad habit. So thank you guys. I see you watching the live. I see your support. I see your reactions. It helps a lot. So thank you. So unlearning. There we go. So connection, getting back. So unlearning is also a process that we can do, especially if it's certain beliefs that are not supportive or helpful anymore. Quick examples. Maybe it can be regarding money. So if we had habits that we always see we end up broke, we don't have savings, we don't have investments, some of us are in debt. So these are old ways that we could actually unlearn. Make space to learn. So I became a financial advisor in 2014 and I started learning. The process, I also had to unlearn certain habits. A lot of unlearning was actually not doing habits. So if I wasn't investing, I wasn't automating money going into a policy or like an investment. So I had to unlearn that and then learn a new way of doing things. So unlearning is just as important as learning, because it can also be in an area of health. Maybe all my life I wasn't really exercising, I was sedentary. So I had to unlearn that. And sometimes there are experiences that help. If you get a health scare, you get really sick, you can't even breathe because you take a few steps, that can help unlearn certain ways that are unhealthy and make way to learn 10,000 steps, a new way of exercising, high intensity training. You can try running a marathon. I have a batchmate who's doing that. So we had to break the cycle or unlearn the old habit to make way to learn for something new. So lastly, it can also just be the way we treat people. So before, let's say 2014, I had no idea what mental health, depression, anxiety, all this stuff was. So it was very easy for me to just disregard and say, I can't relate, fuck you, in your life like that. Go do your own thing. Then I had to unlearn that, to not be ignorant or judge people. And again, whatever it is, your background, LGBTQIA, you come from a poor middle class, high net worth, even that too, it's easy to be judgmental. Sometimes it takes a moment to help me unlearn that and then make space to learn and say, hey, you're different from me. Maybe that's not a bad thing. Hey, what you did, it hurt me, but let me see your side. Maybe it makes sense after all, and I can learn from this. So that'll wrap up the live. People watching the live order replay, if you still feel stuck, so that's the unlearning part, maybe there's something you want to let go, it just keeps coming back, comment deep dive down below. And if you want help, I'll just listen to you first. And then maybe some people, they call that counseling or coaching. And then after you just let it out, I'll just listen to you first. If you want help or take it to the next level, to get unstuck, to break through, I will help you. And type deep dive down below so I could reach out to you. Thank you. I love you. And I will see you next time.